everybody, Sarah with you today for Technique Tuesday. I'm going to be working with this week's sketch for the sketch challenges at A Cherry on Top. These sketches come out every Thursday, and there is a scrapbook sketch, a card sketch, and a traveler's notebook or art journal sketch, so you can pick your project and pick what you want to use today. I'm going to go ahead and use the scrapbook sketch. So for Technique Tuesday this month, our theme is fussy cutting. So what I thought I'd do today is I would show you how to do some fussy cutting from some cut apart sheets. So this is kind of a budget scrapbooking project because I am just going to mostly use these cut apart pieces. I'm going to fussy cut elements from it, and I chose elements that would be easy to fussy cut, so nothing too hard. And we're gonna go ahead and layer up lots and lots of paper. So when you buy, say, a collection kit, you can use your cut apart sheets in different ways. You don't have to cut them into squares and rectangles and 4x6s and use them exactly the way that they are made, right? You can use them in any way you like. So here are the cut apart cards that I'm going to fussy cut. This embroidery hoop. I chose a journaling card, a camera, and then this little frame. I don't end up using all of these pieces, but I fussy cut all 4 of them, which will give me some things that are fussy cut and ready to go for future projects. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this embroidery hoop. And my best advice for fussy cutting is know your scissors. Get a pair of scissors that are comfortable. Get a pair of scissors you really like that fit well in your hand. And then move your paper and not your scissors. So keep the scissors stationary and move the paper when you fussy cut. So there is the embroidery hoop. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab some glossy accents. This is a great way to add a little something extra to a fussy cut piece. So basically, I want the embroidery hoop, but I don't want that color that's behind it. I want the camera, but I don't want the color that's behind it. I want the journaling spot, but I don't want the color that's behind it, etc., etc. I also want to have the option to pop these elements up with some foam tape to create some dimension on my scrapbook page. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to add some glossy accents to some elements. Glossy accents are the most amazing product because they add so much dimension and depth and interest to these flat paper fussy cut pieces. So I did the top of the embroidery hoop, I did the inside of the camera, and I'm going to set those aside. They do take a long time to dry. And for the rest of our layout, the next thing we're going to do is some stamping. Oh, wait. Yes, we're going to do some stamping, I think. I thought that's what we did next. Oh, no, I'm wrong. I mounted my photos first. So I'm just going to dip into my stash, and I'm going to get some really dark brown cardstock. I am using Simple Stories Front Porch collection today, and that collection, it's absolutely gorgeous, but it doesn't have any kind of a black in it. It only has this kind of dark brown color. So I thought we would lean into the color scheme in the collection, and I'm going to mat all of my photos and all of these elements with dark brown cardstock. So what I've done is I have chosen another fussy cut pattern paper to back my photo with. Then I have chosen a piece of pattern paper that I've cut into 3x4. We're going to add some embellishments to that. I am going to use this 4x6 cut apart piece as my journaling, and I'm also going to move the sketch around a little bit and add my title down there. And then I have this 3x4 card, which is actually a 4x4 card, but I trimmed it down further. I'm going to use that to add some two more small photos to my layout, and I'm also going to go ahead and add some embellishments there as well. So now I'm just gonna go ahead, I'm going to mat this entire piece just like the sketch shows. I'm gonna follow the sketch fairly closely, except I'm gonna move my title, and the sketch shows some mixed media. We're not gonna do some mixed media, we're gonna do some stamping. So I'm gonna go ahead now and mat these two small photos on just the rest of that brown cardstock. And then I'm going to layer them up on the 3x4 card. So the sketch calls for 4 photos. I'm using 3, and my photos are in completely different places. The only photo that is where a photo shows on the sketch is the photo, the larger 4x6 photo in the upper left-hand corner. So where this sketch calls for some mixed media, some paint splatter, some smushing technique, I'm going to do some stamping. So I'm going to go ahead and get this entire panel. I'm going to mark with my pencil here where those, where the photos end, or where that panel ends. And then I'm going to take some of these stamps. This is a stamp set from Photoplay. It is part of their Wildflower collection, which I love that collection. I have been using it and playing with it a lot over on my channel, and I just absolutely adore it. It's so good. So the collection is called Wildflower Dreams, and these stamps are from Photoplay. So what I'm going to do is I am taking my deep dark icing on the cake ink to pull in some more of that brown. And what I'm doing is I want these stamped images to kind of just look like they're coming out from either side of my panel. So I want the stamps to look like they're coming out from my photographs, just like the sketch calls for, but the sketch of course calls for like mixed media or smushing technique. I'm doing these stamps. So basically, I am just lifting up my panel, stamping, putting the panel down, switching the stamp, and I'm doing this completely free range, mostly because I have to keep picking up my photographs and putting them back down, and I need to make sure that everything looks okay. I also don't want to stamp and then have it be completely covered up. I want a little bit of those stamped images kind of coming out from either side of my, I guess you call it collage, maybe photograph panel. So this is how it turned out. And honestly, like, I feel like it is probably my favorite part of this layout. Like, I think it turned out so good. I really, really like it. So I'm going to come in with those fussy cut elements that I'm going to layer onto this paper right here. I also gave those a lot of time to dry, but I'm going to fussy cut some more. So I cut these strips. I cut 3, but I end up only using the pink and the red one. I cut these 2 strips from one of the Front Porch Pattern Paper collections. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fussy cut the layered piece across on there, because I really want that little bit of like lacy shape and the texture. We have a lot of squares and rectangles and right edges. So what I'm doing is I'm just scoring this with an X-Acto knife. So I'm not completely cutting this because I don't want to cut into my background. I'm just making a little score line that I can follow with my scissors and know where to go ahead and cut these strips. And then you can see here, I'm doing it. I'm going to fussy cut all of these little scalloped edges on this top and bottom piece. And keep in your head how it looks plain with just the strips, and then check out how it looks when it's fussy cut and see what a difference that makes. I think it adds so much to this layout. I always like to be able to put my photographs and journaling and title into like a grid, just like this. I love this design, but then I also really like the idea of adding edges and little whimsical areas. So the little stamping, fussing, cutting these top and bottom edges. I just think that that is so, so nice. Now I'm going to grab the foam stickers that goes along in the front porch collection. I am going to kind of, I guess the word is audition, some of the pieces. And I also thought about putting my title up at the top, which is where the sketch calls for the title. But in the end, I really like this one that says enjoy every moment. And I think it works perfectly right there beside where my journaling is going to go. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to layer up these fussy cut elements, the embroidery hoop and the camera. And then I'm going to go ahead into this sticker sheet and I'm just going to grab some butterflies and some, well, basically just some butterfly stickers, pretty much. Some of the stickers from the 12 by 12 sticker sheet. And then also, I think I grabbed 2 from the sticker book. And I'm just going to kind of put them around. I felt like butterflies would work really well because we have that butterfly stamp that we use. And so the butterflies are already an icon that is in this layout. And then from the sticker book, I'm going to grab this camera that looks almost exactly like the camera we fussy cut. And I liked the idea of repeating that element. And I'm going to grab one more little butterfly. And he's going to go up right there in the corner by where I'm going to do my journaling. And that is where we're going to call this layout all done. Thank you so much for joining me today for Technique Tuesday. If you have any questions about my project, feel free to go ahead and leave a comment in the description box below. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.